This morning on Daybreak, law enforcement is looking to keep the streets safer with an innovative way of doing so.
And you soon might be able to check how much services at the hospital will cost you after President Trump signed an executive order.
Plus, trees can have a tough time during the warm weather months that we're going through. We have some tips on how you can help make it a little easier to maintain. We'll have all that and more coming up for you this morning on Daybreak.
Well, good morning and thanks for waking up with us. It's Wednesday, June 26th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Moreno as we are set to get moving on this Wednesday morning. Good to have you back.
Good to have you back.
Exactly. Right?
I know. It's been a long time since we said good morning, I'm Lauren, and good morning, I'm Joe.
Yeah.
Together like that.
And we've also got the third party member here.
The gang's all
member
here.
Of the party here. There we go. What's up, team? How's it going?
Wow. This is like the first time in almost a month the three of us are in one spot at the same time.
It was the first week of June that happened. Yeah,
wow.
A few days in.
Can I take a picture to remember this moment? I'm not even kidding.
Before next week.
Let's take a picture and then post it to Facebook. Yeah, it's because next week is the 4th, and not all of us will be here.
Right.
So everybody's
smile, selfie.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Now we have to remember because it's been so long.
I love it. All right. How are we doing today as far as the weather? You do the weather. She does the news, right? I gotta get
did you forget? You don't know what we do anymore?
That's still the case.
Yeah, so I'm still doing the weather. That hasn't changed. It's really warm out there this morning. Temperatures are in the 70s. We've got just a couple of clouds in Springfield. It's pretty warm and muggy to start. It's 72 degrees in Springfield right now on south and southwest winds, and dew points very sticky in the upper 60s. We do have a line of storms that's rolling through right now. It's diving south and east from Joplin and eventually going to get into northwest Arkansas. It's breaking up a little bit, but it does have a history of at least some damaging winds. There is some wind damage, or at least that one tree came down around the Joplin area. Some locally heavy rain and lightning in those storms. Much warmer out there this morning by a good 10 degrees. It's 72 to start in Springfield, 68 in Branson, and 70 in Rolla. Dew points are up near 70. That is really, really, really sticky. We're humid out there this morning, and will continue to be humid as we head through the afternoon. So a couple of storms out there this morning. We're looking at dry conditions as we head through the afternoon. A few storms will be possible at the pool, so you want to keep that in mind, and a very high UV index of 9. A summery 7-day. We'll take a look at it coming up in 10 minutes.
We begin with what's making news now. A family could finally see an end to a lawsuit over the death of a Springfield woman in a 2018 crash. Dustin Sowards filed a lawsuit after his wife Dana was killed in a crash caused by a man fleeing Springfield police. The news leader reports a spokeswoman for the city's insurance carrier says a tentative agreement has been reached. Sowards' attorney says the settlement is for just under $430,000. Tommy Morris Jr. hit Dana's car at the intersection of Scenic and Mount Vernon. Officers were trying to arrest Morris for his part in a drug investigation. Sowards' attorney also says he believes the crash could have been avoided if police had not chased Morris at high speeds through the neighborhood.
And speaking of car chases, keeping streets safer is always something law enforcement wants to improve on. Greene County deputies now have an innovative way of doing this. It's called Star Chase, and it's a projectile GPS tracking device. Corporal James Craigmile says it helps reduce the number of high-speed chases in order to keep people safer and catch suspects later. The device is hand-loaded into a system on the front of a patrol car. The deputy controls it from inside the car by aiming it at another vehicle and firing.
Once it's deployed, we try to get deputies in the area where the stolen car is or where the suspect vehicle that we're trying to look for. And then as quickly as possible, we'll try to recover the vehicle and get the suspect in custody as well.
Craigmile says the device has attached 93% of the time when used in the field, and when it sticks, the recovery rate on vehicles is 100%.
We also need to let you know a teen died yesterday after a motorcycle crash in South Springfield. 15-year-old Zane Wazchuk was killed after he turned onto Republic Road near Scenic Avenue and was hit by a Ford truck. The driver of the truck stayed at the scene and worked with first responders. Wazchuk was pronounced dead at the hospital. Police say they are still investigating the crash.
And some medical coverage for you today. You may be able to know ahead of time how much services at the hospital will cost you. President Trump signed an executive order that requires hospitals and insurers to provide cost information to patients before procedures are done. The order will also allow patients to access data to search for the best doctor and hospital in a certain area. The president believes this will drive prices down. Trevor Crowley of Crowley Insurance and Financial, though, says that may be true, but not for long.
People who are trying to be consumeristic in nature will compare, and I think it will create some comparison shopping. I think ultimately down the road, I think it's going to maybe level off.
Cox Health released a statement yesterday saying in part, quote, the requirements and implementation of the order have yet to be decided by the government. Once they're known, Cox Health and insurance networks will work together to publish information in compliance with federal law.
Following up on a story we brought you earlier this week about a man who died while saving the life of a young woman over the weekend. This is 26-year-old Jacob Farley, a father to a 3-year-old. He was at the dam on the Elk River in Knoll, Missouri, Friday evening when a woman screamed just before being sucked under the water. Farley jumped in after her, and they both battled the dam's suction for nearly half an hour before rescue crews arrived. The woman, Madison Capps, was able to get to a throw rope sent out by the first responders. She made it out alive. Now she says she'll never forget what he did for her.
I just remember going under, getting sucked in and spun around and trying to crawl back on my floaty every time I came up, and I'd just feel his hand on my back. I just want everybody to know how brave he was and selfless. I almost died, but I didn't. And I'm here, and I'm really grateful for that. I just wish I could say the same for him.
Farley's family is calling him a hero and says they're grateful that she is okay.
People need to know. It wasn't just he jumped in and held on to her until rescue crews. No, he did everything.
She would have died if it wasn't for him.
Yes, exactly.
Now Cap says she wants to live her life the best she can and hopes to make him proud.
Moving on now around the Ozarks, as the weather warms up and you spend more time outside, you might have noticed something strange happening to the trees.
That's because it is tree pest season, but don't worry, our Hannah Zettel caught up with the Department of Conservation to find out ways you can get to the root of the problem before it gets out of hand.
On what kind of elements we see leading up to those warmer months. Yesterday, the Missouri Department of Conservation hosted a pest clinic where residents could bring in disease branches from their yard to be diagnosed and then form a treatment plan. The MDC says these tree conditions are normal around now, but you can get ahead of the problem and keep your landscape healthy by spraying for bugs now. Common pests in the area include moths, wasps, and beetles, which can cause disease and even kill trees. Insects might not be a cause for concern now, but community forester Cindy Garner believes with all the rain we've been having, bugs are on the way.
Based on the cool, wet weather in the spring or the lack of that, or if we had extremely high temperatures and had moisture, so those things combined together set up the perfect scenario for something to either hatch or bloom right at the time that trees might be doing the same thing.
And with that upcoming boom of insects, the department suggests preventative spraying when you see your trees begin to bloom. If you do notice changes in your landscape, it's best to find the root of the issue in order to properly treat it and prevent it next year.
All right, Hannah Zettel, thank you. Still ahead for you this morning on Daybreak. The price of gold is the highest it's been in years.
Plus, which city becomes the first to ban the sale of e-cigs? That's in your Money Watch.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.